Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cos, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast. When we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs, we sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that that will never last. We ain't here to play no games. The world is getting crazy, and now we know we gotta be the change.
Not to get confused with Chris Brown is Cartier Bob. Without the Cartier yet. Back again with the most dangerous podcast in the Pacific Northwest, the one that really wants to bridge the gap between you and the lives that you really want to live, the Play No Games podcast.
Are we supposed to clap?
And I'm Arthur.
Okay. Intro. We don't have to clap, but
wow.
You know what make me actually clap? Y'all hitting that like and subscribe button. And if you like what we're doing, donate $ herobob. And before we introduce you to this illustrious, legendary guest, we want to ingratiate him even more to what we do. So I got to pass it to my guy, AJ. Let him know what we're about to do.
So this was the worst introduction.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
It was.
No. I actually think this is one of my best ones.
I think I liked it too.
Yeah. You're a hater. Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
I was engaged, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Play No Games segment. It could be positive, negative, informative. It could be anything about your day. All you have to say is, I'm ready to play no games about this. CB, show our guests how to get down with this Play No Games. What's up? Where you at?
Oh, I'm gonna keep this
Play No Games with.
I'm gonna keep this short and simple. For me, what I'm playing no games about is how we influence the youth and people. I follow Van on the IG, Van Lathan, and like he posted something this weekend that really like sat with me. And there was this young black boy, and he was like rapping about the trap, and he's like, I got time today, and he was like, this is why like this poor young black boy is being exploited, because the content he was rapping was like, you know, a 21 Savage exclusive, and I was like, and like he just talked about how like this is what's wrong with our community. And like for me, the reason why I like Van a lot is because I feel like he's a very moderate, like logical and controlled emotional type of person, where you can talk to him about things you agree and disagree with. And like that's something that as a person as I go forward, that's the kind of like tribe that I want to be a part of. Like, how can I have dialogues with difficult conversations with people I may or may not agree with? So it was just sad seeing a young black boy exploited.
Oh man, that video was crazy. Because he was talking about things, you know, dang well he has never seen done.
Maybe,
man.
Oh, six.
He was like 6 or 7 years old. Talking about running in somebody's house with the Glock, dicking down your girl. I'm like,
I didn't make it to that part. I didn't make it to that part.
Yo, like whole music video, he's shaking up some of the old heads in the city. Like you talk about exploitation for real, and it's like real exploitation of something that could be actually very valuable in a sense of like young talent, right? When you look at young talent, I was watching the Jennifer Hudson show, and they were showing a 6 or 7 year old girl who's like loves dancing, and she's like she knows how to do like salsa, merengue, and something else. And you know, I feel like that's a different form of exploitation in the sense of like the art of something more positive. Like, you know, he could be rapping about school. He could have been rapping about anything else, but the things that he was rapping about, I think, is a character of like not only the environment, but what we're allowing these kids to just do. So
that's how y'all coming out.
That's what I'm playing no games about.
I see. Sheesh. Before I go any further, audience, I just want to say I'm thankful to be here. So again, Robert, thank you for having me back. The other thing I want to say is I'm very proud of where this podcast has gone, bro. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of where this podcast has gone because, you know, like I was telling you a little bit, like, I only get to see little snippets more often than not. I don't get to watch all the whole episodes, but I've watched several of them. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, I've been a guest. And I want to say, and I've obviously known you for a long time, so we just know each other, right? And I remember when you was starting and the mission that you was setting out, and I'm just glad you stuck with it, and to see where you at now is amazing. And the questions and the content that you guys are producing on this platform is needed and appreciated. So I just want to say thank you for stepping up and providing this space where some real can prevail. I love it. Love it. All right, that's how I want to preference that. That's how I'm going to start. To answer the question, if it was a question posed to me or we just chopping it up, you know, either way is fine. I ain't gonna cap, you know what I mean? I'm gonna use, you know, terminology, no cap, you know what I mean? I have not seen the video. You know, I haven't seen the specific video that you're referring to, but
Sheesh.
you know, we all know what it is, right? It's not like this is the newest example or you know, it's just the most recent or the latest, right? It's not something that's, you know, not been a part of our culture and our community, the exploitation of Black, since the foundation of this country, if we're really talking about it, you know. I ain't gonna get to snapping deep on y'all right now because, you know, I didn't know what energy y'all on, but I'm gonna try to match y'all. You know, I see y'all came in hot. I said, man, let me drop some knowledge one time. Though I don't have that specific cultural reference, I will say this. I recently watched a movie called They Clone Tyrone on Netflix.
Okay.
Seen that movie?
No, I was unsure about seeing it, but I'll watch it now.
How you gonna watch it now? I didn't even tell you about the movie.
I know. I'm gonna watch it now.
You still gonna watch it? You want me to tell you about it first?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna watch it
What
now.
if I tell you it's terrible?
Well, then I'm gonna watch it now.
All right, fair enough. He gonna watch it now, regardless.
I'm gonna watch it.
I
now.
like his conviction, and he's stuck on it. Hey, it's a good movie, bro. You gonna watch it? You'll like it for sure. Yeah. But so you've seen it though, right?
Yeah.
So then you probably know where I'm going with this then. And for anybody in the audience who hasn't seen the movie yet, it's on Netflix. It's recent, maybe the last couple of months or so. It stars Jamie Foxx, and I know I'm being disrespectful right now, and I hate that about me right now. I'm just bad at names, but the brother from Star Wars that's British, what's his name, Robert?
Bodega.
Did you know? That's right. That's right. Did you?
I don't,
all right, so look, it's not just me, everybody. All right, don't call me, don't pull my card. All right. Anyways,
hey, my black card's already been revoked.
Oh, yeah, I feel it. But with that being said, the movie the movie is solid, but the movie is dope in a lot of ways. I just went into it thinking like, man, Jamie Foxx just came out of something. Did they really actually clone him? Like, that was my first thoughts, right? Because it's like, is they just playing with us right now? Like, is they being stupid right now? Like, all right. But then you actually watch the movie and you dig into it, and it's a very serious movie, man. It touches on kind of the topics that we're talking about right now in terms of the programming and the exploitation of ourselves by ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And using us, you know, it's crazy if we don't think about it this way, but we really are pretty much our own biggest Judas, you know, whether we know it or not, whether we play into it or not, or know we playing into it or not, you know, that's the only people that's stopping us at the end of the day. But
to kind of tap in, I know we're going along with this, but to tap into kind of what you're talking about, though, you know, we have to look back on like you talking about the foundation of this country. They did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. They indoctrinated people so much that they're indoctrinating people.
100%.
And so we're doing what we've been taught to do.
Exactly.
And it's not just from our generation now. It's, you know, 100 years of things that we have to get rid of. Otherwise, it's going to keep happening, of this exploitation of how we look at each other, this idea of separation, this idea of communitylessness, like all of these things, they weren't just like appeared. Nah, they were taught to us. They were constructed to be a part of the foundation of who we are. And as Black Americans, that's what we have to realize and face, is like those are the things that we're facing and dealing with. So,
and because I know I got to pitch it to the next person play no games about, just really quick, just so you have some context, 'cause you're definitely spot on. The video is just pretty much like a Vine video. We got a microphone and just a kid just rapping about stuff that, you know, he may have experienced, but some of the parts, I'm like, yeah, you should know that at all. Right. So it was pretty much that.
Yeah, it's a common video.
So I think the most appropriate thing is we got to pass it to you. What are you playing no games about?
What do I play no games about? It's on me?
It's on you.
Dang, all right. What do I play no games about? I'm going to see because I want to be serious about it. Y'all kind of got me a little hyped up and ready to dive into some stuff, all right? How about this? I don't know if we still going to follow up from the last part, but I kind of want to see. I want to test the room and see where everybody else energy at with it right now.
What's with it? What's with it?
I don't play no games about my woman.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I know this is a love podcast, so
Whoa.
speak on it. Yeah, I'm ready to hear what everybody's insight and perspective. Speak on that.
That's crazy.
I'm here for it though, you know.
What's that? Speak on it.
All right, it's on me. I'm first up. All right, so
So why you say that? You're not playing no games about your woman. Speak on it.
man, I think because I'm so serious about her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Respect.
and I could say that out loud, vocally, you know, unconcerned or anything of judgment or whatever. Like, I don't really care about nothing really, honestly. So, you know, I mean, I care about things, but I don't care about things. You know what I mean? And so, anyways, I'm pretty serious, and that's one of the few things I'm pretty serious about.
Respect that.
I respect the hell out of that. You know, hell of an intro, man. Hell of an intro. Didn't know where you were going with that for half a second. I was like, wow. Yeah, this show is pod, and what, you know, I stand for is, you know, that love where, like, I've morphed into calling myself more of a social entrepreneur, investing and helping people to invest in relationships, because that's the best thing that we have, because it's a war, as I said on this podcast many times, a war on middle class and a war on just dating and marriage in general, where I will say this, the conviction and the energy and the bass and the voice of just like how serious you are, I just many blessings to that, because you don't hear too many people just talking proudly about it. It's more of like, what can this person do for me rather than what we can build? So like, I feel that, and I feel that seriousness, and I feel like when we unlock that from ourselves, the universe is open for us. So it's just crazy.
For real.
I respect that. To kind of jump into aspects of that CB said. Anyway,
I'm letting a person get away with it, but keep it up.
But I have to say I'm not there, and I want to get there, and I think that is it. I think that is the biggest piece for me that like I strive for. I'm not in that space to be so convicted and so assured and so confident in to say like, you know, I don't play no games about my woman, but I'm not there yet. So and I think in this time frame I'll get there, but as we continue on, I'm gonna be out here looking for a flower. You know what I'm saying?
Been there before. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, you know,
Okay, Optimus Prime.
He's
out here
so yeah, but I want that. That's, I think most men, heteronormative men, want that in their relationships.
Well, I guess my question, but I really want to, I'm glad you gave me your perspective, Rob. I think you ran away. I don't know. I think you might. Did it sound like he kind of ran away from it?
Ran away from what?
Yeah, I felt like he was dodging.
Dodging what?
You know, where you at? What's your feelings on? Yeah. I think you ran, bro. Ducking.
Oh, man.
I thought we was playing no games. You pulling punches now? What's going on?
I thought you being real out here,
yeah,
huh?
I'm trying to die. I want to hear from the love girl. How's your life feeling right now? About
you talking about my life or just
your thoughts, your feel, all of it, everything. I'm trying to tap in. Rob, I got it. I know how I feel clearly.
Oh yeah, I love love. I love love. I love people being in love.
You be dodging bullets. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Ask me the question. Hey, wait. Wait. Ask me the question.
What you mean? I told you I play no games about my woman. I want to hear how you feel about that.
Oh, how I feel about your relationship? You play no games about that? I respect that. Are you but are you asking me
how you feel about your partner, your significant other, your outlook on significant others?
Yeah.
That.
I'm gonna talk on the outlook.
Okay.
So, so I'm gonna talk about the outlook.
Oh, we talking about hypothetical. Okay.
No, I'm just talking about the outlook.
Okay. All right.
I'm just talking about the outlook. I'll just say.
See, I ain't watched. It's been a while now, Rob. I ain't seen you run from nothing. Never. Never, Rob. You done threw questions out there at me sometimes. Like, what? Where you get that from?
The funny thing about it is that this is the beginning part of the episode, and this is where the most retention is. So it's gonna get this far. And I was kind of like, like, I can't edit this out. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We here for it. We locked in.
Because I ain't gonna run from it. Right. It's definitely time for a commercial.
Literally, bro.
So, I will just say this: my outlook on relationships. I think my outlook with relationships now is it's a beautiful thing. And the reason why I say it's a beautiful thing is how can I put this? So in therapy, right? There's this theorist called Erickson. And Erickson talks about in this stage of intimacy and love from 18 to 40, people go out into the world and they want to find an intimate partnership. And I think for me, and how that relates to me is it's a beautiful thing to find and distribute love to people. And I feel like in this day and age, when we throw out love, I think people get that confused with selfishness, where like when you really say you love someone, that means it's not self, it's our.
100.
So I think for me and what I stand for is like really just accepting all of that, because it's like super important, because in this day and age of people not knowing what love is, people just know the ideals and what the idea is. So like I think for me it's just like sharing that with someone and like continually building that, because at the end of the day, what I think goes on a lot is like we try to overcorrect what happened to our parents. We're like, this is not going to happen to me. So we get in our way so many times from what real love is. So it's kind of like, how do we foster and build that? So that's my outlook. That's where I'm at.
I respect it. What you think?
He's still dodging, but it's
He's
all
still
good.
dodging.
Oh my.
But
Hypocrite.
I respect it.
Hypocrite. Wait.
I'm happy to hear that answer. What are you waving a flag on? What you do?
Hypocrite. Let's go.
Oh, you waving a flag? Well, he hiding something?
Oh,
You
hiding something?
What you hiding over there?
I'm not hiding anything.
I ain't hiding nothing over here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Hey,
All right.
Raylan got guns today.
Look, look, man, I just showed up. You know, my lady sent me here, so I'm prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you think about this? Yeah, hey, I see you.
I already spoke. What you mean?
All right. What you play no games about?
So I'm gonna play more no games on a more positive note, especially for the city of Portland. Mr. President, I think President of the People, Sam Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Season.
It's the sand season. Shout out.
He's a co-owner now of Capital Bar. Shout out to that. Shout out to that merge right there. I think it's important. I think it's going to help it go into a more positive direction, because it has been getting a lot of negative backlash on a lot of things that it's been going through. A lot of shootings, a lot of negative stuff going on at Capitol.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard that.
And so I think this is a positive goal and a positive mindset. I think it's going to help change what Kevin wanted, and help that go into that direction too as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Capitol. Keep going in a positive direction, man. I'm excited about the growth and the things that's gonna happen out of Capitol. Make sure you go check them out off Broadway. Yeah, that's what I'm playing no games with.
And I don't say this stuff often and things like that because I don't know. I'm superstitious, and like I like to keep my relationships as my relationships, where it's like, I just want to say this. Shout out to Kevin, RIP, rest in peace, because a lot of episodes we filmed back in the day, Kevin really helped that. And, Kevin was one person who's really believes in the show, and we were gonna have some minor investments, but obviously that wasn't able to happen and go through. But I think every time we mention him, for my mental health and for my spirituality, I just can't ignore that, because he's definitely been one of those people. We filmed a couple times in his apartment. We were gonna do that in Capitol.
We did film in Capitol. We did Aaron's first episode in Capitol.
Yeah, so I think that's what I wanted to say. So shout out to
Kevin
that
for sure.
And on a note that I do want to, because giving honor, praise, and respect to a brother who believes, we have another brother who really believes and still believes in this show. And I think the most proper introduction I can give y'all is, what can I say? It's beyond excellence. It's nobility. It's Portland royalty. I don't think Portland would be in the place that it is without this guy right here. And it came from a genuine place, because authenticity is the new currency right now. That fake stuff is dropping. All the other stuff is rising, and what rises to the top is a guy named Ralen Jones. Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm gonna have to give you a clap too for this introduction. That was wild, man. That's the best introduction anybody ever. I don't even think the doctor, when they announced me at birth, had nothing on what you just said today. I don't even think when they named me it might have been. So, but thank you, good brother. Appreciate that, man. I feel all good inside right now.
It comes from unscripted, straight from the heart, because I believe it.
Well, I love it, man. I ain't gonna show up no other way. Like I told you, I'm glad to see that real recognize real, and the genuine and authenticity can prevail and shine through where it deserves to be. With that being said, I'm unfazed by nothing at this point in life. But because you said what you said, I'm going to have to say one thing to this Capitol situation, because at the end of the day, I never bit my tongue about nothing, and I've always stayed real about everything. With that being the case, Kev was a really, really good friend of mine. I met Kev, in 2018 or so, around that time when I was first getting BlK Excellence going, and throughout the entire time that I knew Kev, he was always just, as we all know, just a positive force. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first thing you gonna say, Kev, like you're your biggest fan, no matter who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a positive force, and it was a brother that I held dear for the energy and the light and the love that he put in the world. You know what I mean? It's something that I could even feed off of. You know what I'm saying? And with that being the case, I want to say, I know Kev had good intentions with bringing capital to Portland, bringing a space, a black space. It's like a black watering hole. I remember going there one of them nights where it was just crazy in there, where the energy is all over the wall, just packed top to bottom black. Like, is something about to pop off? Nah, because of Kev, of course, but the energy damn near feeling dangerous, but gravitating towards it because it's black, you know what I mean? And most of us, like that are transplants here, at least came from a predominantly black or a majority black community, you know what I mean? And so, like, for me, it's like that energy, no matter what it looked like, is what I love. That's what I grew up with. That's what I prefer, period. And I can hold that, stand 10 toes down on that. With that being the case, I think that it was a very interesting time for that transition of ownership. I think that you're looking at two people coming together to create a partnership, one person having expectations, the other person having expectations, and then you lose, a big part of that. You lose a huge driving force of what your goal is to accomplish. And I can speak from experience from a business person, knowing that my business partner helped us take it to the next level. Before I found her, it could only go so far by myself. But having the other, even if it isn't exactly like me, having that other balance and piece, or whatever that other piece needs to be for you to help you take it there, is definitely necessary. And I think we lose focus of that sometimes because we think oh, he did this or she did that. Like Rob could point at me and say, oh, Ralen did this. Ralen started something, but Ralen didn't achieve what we're at and where we're going by himself. Not even possible. And I think the same thing applies in that situation. And when you lose certain foundational elements from situations, things might not look the way or go the way that we expect or we would prefer that they go. And that's no fault to anybody involved. It's just the reality of the situation. Kev was a major force. And when he was lost, that was a major piece lost. And it wouldn't just affect, Capital. Kev changed the culture, the landscape of Capital. So this is Kev's like creation in a sense. And Kev was like, the master of his creation. So for anybody to inherit that and not be Kev, it's almost unfair to them, in my opinion. Because, I tell you, even myself, I wouldn't have been able to do what Kev did with that spot.
Nah, man, that's a unique force right there.
Absolutely. So I just want to give a little credit. I know Capital might feel like it's up and downish, but I know they trying hard out there. I know Des, shout out to Des. She working her butt off to make something of this legacy and to make something stick there for our community. It could have been easily folded up and sold off and been right back into the hands that Capital was previously in, which wasn't, black. And I love that whatever it looked like now, somebody stood 10 toes down for us to say it's easier said than done, and I'm going to hang on to this for us. And I can respect that at the end of the day.
I appreciate those words. I really do. And yeah, let's just say, I don't get to say this that often, but growing up, I've always wanted to be someone who can take care of people. That's why I'm like, what do you call it? So wrapped up in heroes, like, my tag, only hero this, hero that, and like romanticize what superhero stories are. I remember growing up, I was like, I really wish I could fly because I could help people. Like, I would do that kind of stuff. And as I grew, I knew heroes didn't exist. And then when I got to college, I really understood that heroism in our world looks different. And that definitely was Kevin by his words, even though with our level of relationship and just how the people he affected, because that's infectious energy from the act that he did and all the way up until like his life is what we call a modern day hero. So
100% like a real actual hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kev is special.
Mm-hmm. So the words and everything that people say, you don't know what that can do and how that can affect people. So if you made it this far during the show, if you could just take a moment of silence for yourself and just tell yourself that you are worth it and there are real heroes, you just gotta listen because they're looking out for you.
For real.
And on that note,
there's one thing that you might need, and I know someone who can get it for you. Shout out to Instagram, Carlman. He'll get your digitals. He'll get your photography looking nice on a digital platform. He has anything you might need. Just give him a shout out. Give him a DM, and he'll make sure your project gets the best design on the market. Carlman. Make sure you check him out on Instagram. Huge shout out to him for sponsoring the Play No Games podcast. And we out.
We're back. So, Ralen, you're returning.
Yeah.
Lots have happened since our last episode. 2 years in the making. So, I think the best thing to ask you is, how the hell have you been? What's been going on?
Sheesh, Robert, where do we even begin, fam? That's a loaded question, but I'm happy to be back, as I've graciously mentioned. I appreciate you having me. I love where the space is at, man. The energy is good in here. I love it, boy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a real spot, man. I got to keep it a buck always. So I just love being in this real space. But, man, yeah, a lot has transpired, fam. What you want to dive into? Where we leave off last? What you want to know about?
I got two quick things. I know AJ has one, but one of the things I think we should kind of like talk with is like, with our episode, you were very, very, and you can keep it brief, don't have to keep it long, but I'm just, for the people who I know watch the episode and will go back to it, you were talking a lot about mental health. And I have to ask you, because in this space, in this day and age and time, men are being shamed. We don't like it. Men have mental health, and we got to talk about the things. And I'm just curious, how would you personify your mental health journey now? How have you been?
Yeah, that's a great question. First and foremost, audience, I just want to let you know when he said, you know, you don't have to answer long. He know I'm long breathed. That's why he said that. That was a jab, you know what I mean? Don't let him try to get him over your head. He's trying to get me back from earlier when he was dodging. He said, take that. Huh? All right, bro, I'm coming with it. I see where you at, man. You know,
I wasn't.
Summarize this. AJ, I see what's happening.
I
here,
wasn't
man.
dodging that question. I answered the question. The
Here,
question was, what do you think about relationships? And I was like, that's what I thought about relationships. So
right, we're not going back there, okay? It's okay. You said what you said. You know, it is what it is. You know, I know this ain't that show, but, you know, we ain't playing no games. I'm going to get back on track with play no games, you know. We're not on It Is What It Is.
Yeah, out here dodging bullets. It's okay.
Neo, Matrix. My guy, let me tell you about this mental health one time, man. That thing is real. This man laugh. I'm trying to talk to him serious about mental health. Look at him. Yeah, I'm joking, fam.
It's okay.
Energy is crazy. I love it in here, man. What's that? What's the green flag mean?
Green flag. It's all
we gone. It's all go. All gas, no brakes.
Man.
AJ, what we on right now? Tell me. I don't know what the green flag mean. What we on?
It's good.
It's good?
It's a green flag.
We good to go?
We good to go.
All right, shit. Let's go. Lock in. All right. So, man, mental health, man, it's crazy, and especially crazy from our community, Black mental health, right? Like, I get it 100%, man. You know, we've always been taught to be the masculine, not to show the emotion like that, to be the strong ones, to, you know, fix our problems, to carry ourselves, all kind of things that we have to unlearn, by the way, you know what I mean? But I will say, even in that regard, or even outside of that, man, the microcosm for a Black man in mental health is, it's just different, man. It's and as you both know, as brothers, you know, we don't typically get to have the, I want to say this, the softest nurturing of the world, as a way to either build us, grow us, or guide us through life, right? You know, you guys can understand what I'm saying, like, and it don't even matter where you're really from at this point. You know, I've come to the conclusion, you know, the skin that we was blessed in, you know what I mean, comes with the territory, certain things that we just can't escape, right? But, you know, but we're so great and so resilient, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it, right? You throw anything at us and we're gonna make it be all right. We're gonna make it do what it do. But to the same point, not having a proper knowledge or awareness or wherewithal on how to approach matters, especially as a quote unquote man or a grown, fully developed individual, and doing things the wrong way, it's like the worst mistake you can make. And we just unfortunately aren't privy to a lot of the right examples or good information like maybe some of our other counterparts might have had. And it's unfortunate, but we got to talk about it. And if we don't take the steps and be brave to put our emotions, to put it on the table, to put ourselves out there, exposure, to be vulnerable, then we'll never know the trials and tribulations and the struggles that we all share and that we're all going through. We're all connected in that way, but it's that thing that we run from, kind of like you running from that question earlier. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing, you know what I mean?
Running gag. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know?
I'm with you.
Right. So that's how I feel about it, man. I feel like it's imperative, not important, not dire, it's imperative that as men, as Black men, we tap in, go to therapy, you know, go do all the things, get your mind right. I do a lot of breath work with my meditation, man, like just taking control of your nervous system, man, so you know how to respond to stressors and under pressure. So, you know, none of that really impacts you, so you can make the proper responses and proper decisions and go about things the right way, man. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of learning and unlearning, for real. So all I can say to that is, man, we got to do better, and don't ever be afraid, audience or viewers or anybody, to speak about it. You know, speak your truths, man, because if you tuck them away and hide from them, you know, eventually, you know, time reveals all. So we all struggling. We all got trauma. You know, we all got stuff to deal with. Go see a therapist. There's free services out there. I'm going to give Rob the link to put, is that right? Am I doing it right? Put down there in the chat. I don't know, bro. I be trying to talk.
We're gonna
man.
get a chat eventually.
All
I'm
right.
trying to figure out who I'm about to who I'm about to put there. Actually, I know I could put right there. I got you.
I got a resource for you.
Okay.
Like free therapy, free black therapists.
Oh, okay.
Like literally people could go call this number. They Abel Gordley, I'm gonna give them a shout out. They got a black psychiatrist, a black therapist fleet. They always accept it. And they take whatever insurance you got. They're gonna work with you, black. They're gonna make it happen, Captain.
Hey,
I got you.
Okay.
Big shout out to them. Big shout out to
Crunch time's
them.
me, Captain. Oh, never mind. Anywho. that very,
I didn't hear what you said.
no, it's fine. It's
You know what
fine.
he said? I didn't know what he said. I would have picked it up and ran with it if I knew what you said.
It's okay. We're just gonna let
I
it
was
go.
I'll wait for you.
I couldn't understand what he said.
Okay.
I just said crunchitize me, Captain.
Okay, I heard that, but
Yeah, that was it. But
they
anywho,
say something after that.
no,
It's all go though.
it is.
So my question is, that's respect everything that you said. I think it's important. Black mental health is top notch, especially for me. But sliding more into kind of your business aspect of what you do, the PDX Excellence page and everything that you do in that network of things. My major question to you is
Don't
inscribing-
go chasing waterfall.
inscribing I can't even say the word, bro. Stop. That's messing me
ain't
up even
fun.
worse.
Ain't fun.
In the process of making this page, putting the excellence out of like PDX, like
Ralen,
Yeah.
the mental health aspect, I really appreciate you talking about that. That's important. Like, I can't tell people what I be doing, but like, I feel like, the resources that I will drop in there, I feel like that's going to help a lot of people, because when we as black men talk about this in front of a camera, I feel like that demystifies, because I feel like people think, and especially black men think, going to therapy demasculates them. So I appreciate that, because a leader like yourself talking about it, look at you. So I appreciate you raising that banner and being that kind of a hero. So,
Well, I appreciate all the kind words, Rob. I'm just trying to help. We're gonna leave them hero words for the Kevs in the world and the people that deserve these words. But I will say this though, just one more thing to reiterate on the importance of mental health and therapy. Like, it is really, you should not play no games about this. Like, it's real. Like, you should talk to people.
and I'm gonna not play no games about what I said. And we're not gonna go back and forth. One second. I see you as that. It's not like a monolithic thing or anything like that. Like, yo, you save people, meaning by just you being you. Hold that.
If you gave it to me, I'm gonna hold it. I can't do nothing else with it. What I'm gonna do? Flip it and fumble it? I'm gonna toss it to AJ. I ain't gonna do that.
Hey, we gonna toss it to AJ. We gonna toss it to AJ. We gonna toss it to AJ.
Let's see if you ready. Let's see if you ready now. AJ, you ready now?
That's funny.
So thank you for your kind words, and I think that perception of black mental health as well, like what y'all was saying, is very important, especially for me. But to kind of go into the business aspect of what you do in PDX BlK Excellence, how do you describe black excellence in your own words, especially when it comes to Portland? Because I think we all have an idea of what excellence means, but what makes it so important for you to say this is what black excellence looks like in Portland?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question, AJ. Thank you. Glad you were able to get it together. Very proud of you.
Everyone, I
moment.
cut some stuff.
Very proud of you in this moment, fam. This is good. This is really good. You guys are really good at this. I see why y'all keep getting all the guests. I'm like, damn, y'all got them. I got them. I'm actually honored to be back this time, AJ. I didn't know. I'm honored to be back.
I don't know if that's a sneak this or not, but I was fucking.
No, I'm just saying, like, it blew up. You know what I'm saying? All right, so look, let me. I don't hold black excellence in the same way that maybe some people put on that E word, on that excellence, right? Like, though, yes, I think we are the best, and I try my very best, and you know, I think that we're capable of the very best. You know, like at the end of the day, man, I just love black. You know, it don't look no certain type of way. It don't sound no certain type of way. It don't act no certain type of way. It don't, you know, like for me, I grew up in a black community where it was predominantly black, and I think that some of the differences in Portland, in my interaction in Portland, opposed to like the Bay Area where I grew up at, right, is that we see black in all different shapes, sizes, and forms, right? So we don't look at black through any outside lens projecting back to us. You know, we hold black in from the bottom to the top. You know, you go into a building, you know what I'm saying? Like, and because we know that, because we know your environment and you being a product of your environment and your circumstances are usually what separates the janitor from the president more often than not. Yeah. You know, everybody has the potential to be anything. You feel me? Like either on the street, that's why I never turn an eye to, because that could be me in a couple of decisions, you know what I mean? Or at the very top, you feel? So, but for our culture in particular, and we just, so to tell you what I think about when I say excellence, and really if I had to summarize it to one word, because I don't want to break it down too much, but I would just say resiliency. Like for real, I know I said it earlier, but I mean it. Like, you know, you had mentioned about like, you know, earlier in the conversation, we was talking about kind of the programming and, you know, how that's influencing our youth and our culture, you know, through the music and whatnot. And you guys said, you know, it's been happening for 100 years or so. And it's like, man, it's been happening for 400 plus years. You know what I mean? Like it just looked different every time. You know what I'm saying? Like that just make it look a little different, but it's the same thing at the end of the day. And, you know, we really have overcome so much. I'm very proud. You know, I'm very proud of this community. I'm very proud to be a part of it and to embrace it and to hold it and to own it. Like I feel that like in my blood, in my everything, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's how I feel about BlK Excellence. I feel like I'm rooting for everybody black, literally. I know that certain people's circumstances and situations and responses might not be ideal or what we consider the representation of BlK Excellence, but I also know I've been through the spectrum of all that. I've been on the streets. I've been, you know, in poverty. I've been every progression of growth until where I'm at now, and it wasn't always pretty. It wasn't always how you might describe excellence as you see it today. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, you know, I'm happy that people is here, and I hope people, you know, really start to value their lives more, because a black life is precious, and I feel like we don't really project that out there the same way that others might hold it and as we should hold it. You know, we just don't. And so BlK Excellence is not killing each other. That's black. Can that be BlK Excellence? Is we don't kill each other? Like that's BlK Excellence for me.
So, you know, just a quick couple things for me, and I'm just curious, you know, do you agree with Dr. Umar?
What's that?
So who can come to the barbecue? So like we talking about BlK Excellence. So like let's say, you know, AJ comes with a nice, you know, beautiful white woman,
Caucasian
from
the mountain,
Caucasus Mountain.
Yeah,
you know, can he get into a PDX BlK Excellence event?
Oh, 100%, man. Look, BlK Excellence is just a statement of fact for the reality.
Wouldn't happen.
Huh?
I wouldn't come to know.
Dang, I'm trying.
Whoa, that's wild. That's correct. What we just talking about excellence? That is black.
Wouldn't happen.
Look, man, I'm trying to. Is that a red flag? What happened? What's the pink flag for? Can I get the pink flag, Robert? I want to wave a flag. Everybody else got to wave a flag. Nah, I get to wave the flag, Robert.
Pink flag.
What does this represent?
Middle ground.
Middle ground. All right,
pink can go to green or to red.
Let's call it. We're gonna call it a truce for now, because I want to dive into this question, and though AJ is not showing up in that way, as he said,
absolutely not.
You know, but if he did, hypothetically, you know, he would be welcomed with open arms.
It wouldn't be me, but
I'm just saying there's zero discrimination over here. I don't want it to.
I love all people. I love all people.
Okay, because I'm just saying because Dr. Umar, like, he's building a school and things like that. Because sometimes
He's been building a school for like 10 years.
Hey man, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna keep going where I'm going. But yes, the realer question that I have to ask is, from one entrepreneur to the next, I think what's most important because, you know, kind of like summarizes, you know, this update where it's just kind of like you talked about a lot of in our last episode of like doing what was for you. And my thing is, you don't have to like put it to PDX BlK Excellence. You don't have to just keep it to like one thing, but like for you going forward, because you are always talking about just being fulfilled and having fulfillment. Like, do you feel like you got that kind of fulfillment during this 2-year time skip?
Ooh, I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this question.
I got you.
No, I've been waiting for this question in particular because earlier I had a great response for Robert. So when I say earlier, I mean like in August when we was remember we was supposed to shoot earlier, and then we had to postpone it, right?
Yeah.
I was tired that day, but I had a response for you back then. I ain't gonna say it directly right now, but what I will say is that you know it's been a good, you know, it's been a lot of ups and downs for sure. Like I ain't about to sit up here and act like that. You know, that road to where you're going is linear all the time. You know, it's definitely a lot of this in between and some of this and, you know, a fall down and a stumble. And it's all of that, right? Like, but at the time, as Robert had alluded to earlier, I had been searching for a partner, somebody that could hold me down, which is why I'm serious about my woman, you know what I'm saying? Because I found somebody, right, clearly. But I had been searching, and Robert said something. Robert, the only person that ever said this to me, by the way. But Robert said this to me. I don't know if I think this might have been after. I think me and Robert was going to Capitol after. We might have been. Something like that. I don't know.
Look at that full circle.
I know the conversation he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. So Robert said, Ralen, you need to make 6 figures. You need to make 6 figures. That's the kind of woman you need. You need to make 6 figures to have the kind of woman that you need. And I remember I thought that, he didn't say it just like that. He said it way better than that, of course, but I'm just summarizing it.
I said you need a 6-figure woman, meaning the money was there, the care was there, because like we were talking about 6 figures.
We were.
Not as like a monetary thing.
Sure.
Because we was using what was popular then.
Right. I'm not trying to blast you for it in any way. All I'm just trying to say in full circle, you know, and not to gloat or nothing like that, but I took your advice, you know what I mean? I only got a 6-figure woman and became a 6-figure man. And so in that time, you know, and, you know, everybody keep that on the low. You don't need to, you know, I need y'all to share and like and subscribe and comment and all that, of course. You know, my mans need to get their views up, you know what I mean? 'Cause I need to make sure AJ feels very comfortable every time I'm in here, you know what I mean? I don't know what that inquired. I'm just starting to meet and learn about AJ, but I know when I get here next time, he got to have like at least 7 more bands underneath his bottom. So whatever he want to do in life and feel more comfortable to talk to me about it.
Hey, man, I need them bands.
You see what I'm saying, man? So get the likes up, the subscribes, the shares, all of that. That being said, you know, I did go out there. It wasn't hard. It was definitely not, sorry. It wasn't easy. It was definitely hard. And it definitely took a lot of patience, but also a lot of non-settling, you know what I mean? So I always show up to the barbecue correct, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want no problems at the barbecue, you know, when I pull up, you know, I don't want nobody to say nothing to me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I went out there, I got my Nubian queen, as some people might put it, I love my black women. Shout out to black women out there, just in case ain't nobody wasn't, doing that, or, brothers wasn't representing that enough, I'm just letting you know over here, we don't play no games about black women.
Yes.
I love me a black woman.
See what I'm saying? We got a bunch
does
of
Andrew.
Yeah, make sure you should call this episode "Black Women Love." It's gonna go viral. Bro, it'll probably go viral.
You want me to call it Black Women Love what?
Black Women Love. Black Women Love. I don't know. You got to fill in the blanks, brother. I can't do all of it. You got to pay me something. At this point, I got to keep
Black
this
women
6
love.
figures,
Black women love 6 figures.
Damn.
That'll get some views. That's what gets some
AJ,
views.
you work on that, all right?
Me?
Yeah,
Shit.
you got it. I think you got it. Anyways, I hope you got it. Anyways, with that being said, that wasn't a jab. Don't let Robert gas us up. That was a longer explanation to really just say, man, like, I've been able to settle in and tap into a different space and place in life since we last were able to converse. I was once roaming the streets, gradually, proudly, wasn't no thing. Rob caught me off guard with a question once too about a woman, about what I really love or something like that, or what I really like. And it's like those things where you don't make yourself vulnerable. Then you might get caught up in a perception or an idea. You know what I mean? You got to just be true to self, right? And so then I was like, dang, when I saw Rob, I was like, man, I can't wait till Rob asks me a question today, 'cause I'm ready.
So I want to. Do you mind? Okay, obviously this is pre-recorded and I can cut stuff out. Do you mind if I share more of our conversation?
Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
Man.
All right, y'all. CB, this is young CB. This is when I was like, I gotta be Hitch, and then I was like, I have to
Oh, should I
evolve.
call you CB?
Your family. It is okay.
Okay.
It is okay.
Okay.
They.
It's
already
all
know.
good. It's all love, baby.
Anywho, it's just so the story I really want to talk about is like I truly remember talking to you because we was out there skiddity pap whap and the Capitol being like and then I remember our conversation of like you were like yeah Rob, I'm gonna have to go overseas, I'm gonna have to go do this and I'm gonna find a woman there, and I was like and I was like, and it was really on my heart. I was like, man. And I told you, I was like, that's not gonna happen. And that's when this is what I believe my superpower is. Like when I sit and talk with people, it's like literally I can like feel people's energies, and like it's almost like a candle, right? And like I'm gonna be honest, when I was looking at you, like I saw so much weariness where like you've been through so much. Obviously, I'm not gonna say your business, things like that. And like I just wanted like a sense of calm. Like the words I was giving you was not to like bring up your spirits, but to really breathe life and tell you what was about to happen. Because I was like, something was like, I need to prepare him for what's actually about to happen in his life. And like, that's why it's like, I really wish with this power I have, I can tell people to win. It's just like, I felt like you ain't about to find who you need to be overseas. You need to be in PDX. And it will never be I told you so. It's like, yo, I'm so happy for you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad I did find what I was looking for here in PDX. I still would love to go overseas with my person from PDX. And, I'm glad you set me in motion on the right track to stay here first, then find my person. But in reality, that's
we had to stop talking to the crusties.
Huh?
We had to stop talking to the crusties.
Dang. He's not wrong though. You got to get intentional. If y'all want to know the secret, you really got to get intentional out there. And I'm even give you want another user too. Who want to hear it? Who want the secret? You want the secret recipe?
They do.
They do. You don't need it. You don't need it. Nobody here needs it.
Yeah.
Any secrets is good secrets. What's
The
up,
secret recipe. So J. Cole just released a song with Lil Yachty called The Secret Recipe. I don't know if y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Okay.
Did y'all do a reaction video? You didn't do it?
I didn't do a reaction video.
Watch them. Oh man, y'all sleeping. Y'all should. That's what we should have. That's what I should have did. I should have said, let's do a reaction video to Cole and Lil Yachty, the secret recipe, because the Cole verse is stupid. But
absolutely.
Heard Cole's voice, not the video.
The video's fire too.
I ain't
Anyways,
seen the video.
yeah, but anyways, Cole murdered it. I liked watching the reaction videos. It's dope. The secret, I'm gonna give you like, dang man, I don't know if I should get the secret out because some people gotta earn it. I think people gotta earn the secret.
We need a Patreon now.
Yeah, I think people need to earn this. No, I don't mean you got to pay me for it. I think you just got to put in the work. Like you got to really get to the point where you so sick and tired of the same old shit over and over again that you say, I got to do something different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to take onus and take responsibility and accountability on yourself and say, what can I do differently? Not necessarily to attract, because you might be attracting what you want, but, and also to maintain that, to keep it like how it was when you first started off. Because usually you get to a point you wore down, or if things ain't going as easy peasy as you prefer it, or stuff gets hard, and then our first mindset mentality is, man, it's a million fish in the sea. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to deal with the stressors of this one? But that's a real losing mentality, because if you approach it that way, then you'll never be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Like, you approach it that way, like, just on to the next one, and that's the mentality you're going to always hold.
And that's the era of this generation. I feel like that's this generation is who's next, up next.
Right.
Who swipe right, swipe left is I can just get something better. It don't matter. And so I love what you talking about in this intentionality piece of like really diving into, it's not intentional outward, it's inward intentional, and trying to figure out what I need to work on for myself so that I can attract everything that I need.
100.
And I think that's the beauty of it, because it's like we want things, but what we want might not be good for us. What we need is going to be better for you.
100%.
And so it's being able to find the need instead of the want. So yeah, that's dope.
And to take it up one level further, I'm gonna take it just because I feel like as I've grown into this version of a man, like I should speak to it just for people that still might be getting to their levels. It's that as a man, as a real man, you have to make those changes. Like, you can't expect, or you shouldn't expect your woman to figure out ways to appease you. You should work on ways to figure out how to appease your woman, because you got to lead, right? You're a leader. So then your woman is supposed to follow your example. And if you and your woman is like this all the time, well, what kind of foundation are you really building? You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So you should, strive to, figure out a way to make it work, opposed to how do I find immediate satisfaction or gratification in those moments.
I want to take it a step further. I feel like this is like level 2, level 3. And this kind of goes into both of what you guys are actually talking about, where like I feel like there are certain men who get there, right? I feel like they get to the promised land, and then they get into situations where they're like, I gave it my all, and then they revert and regress back too, because they're like, because you got to think about the guys who are like, oh, I really love this person, I'm going to put all my energy, and it doesn't work out.
Right.
And what I call
Been
that,
there before.
And what I call that is the natural flow of a relationship, because I feel like a lot more people are scarred from man-made tragedies in relationship rather than the natural of like, oh, we didn't work because one person was either this or that. And I feel like we take that and we make that an overcorrection of like, this person wasn't good for me, rather than, oh no, this person wasn't good for me, rather than everyone's bad for me. And I feel like lots of people get to that place of like, they're being very intentional, and then after they're in that season, they take the very first person after that season, and they let that define how they move forward, rather than, oh, this is a part of the track.
Right.
So I think that's, also a nugget to put in place too. But, powerful statements from both of you.
And to go one more step further with what you were saying, just because I agree with you, but I also know that. So getting back on track, sorry, what was the last thing you just said, Robert?
I just talked about how when people work on themselves, and how sometimes they let the first person after they work themselves, even if it's a good situation, let it define how things are going to go.
Right.
So if it doesn't turn into something that is a forever thing, then they'll say like, I did all this work for fucking what? Now I'm going to be, for all the dogs.
Right. And, I will say, because I've been there before, you feel like after you've given it your all, you know when you feel like you've given it your all, we all been there before, even if we don't talk about it, we all been there before. You're giving it your all and you feel scorned. But the one thing you got to remember is when you move on to that next person, that person is not the last person. And you can't bring that baggage from the last situation. Got to leave it at the door, right? For real.
Watch me. Watch me.
The second part about that I really wanted to say is when you get into a relationship, even more importantly, right? Because how did you get to where you were scorned with this person? How did you get to, I gave it my all and it didn't work out? Did we reflect on that? Did we talk about that? Did we take accountability for that? But even more so, it's like something was held on to because now you're scorned. Right now you're literally scorned. And what I've learned, because obviously, you know, no relationship is going to be easy that's worth doing, right? But I've learned is like when you have your disagreements, when you have the things that aren't the way that you wanted, when fights happen or so on and so on, you got to let that go. You got to talk about it, of course, but you can't hold it after that. You got to forgive that person and keep it pushing. And if you can't do that, if you're willing to hold on to all of the little small things, it's going to eventually add up. And, you know, everybody keep track and keep counting. Everybody got a time. And so, you know, the best advice I could give is forgive. And, you know, you might not forget, but you can't bring it back up. You know, we make that a part of our commitment is we could be mad at the world at each other today, but tomorrow that's yesterday's news. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a good approach to have with it. I'm just saying to go a long way.
And if you can't do that, play some Boys II Men or 112.
100%. Peaches and cream. What you was thinking?
Oh, damn. I was thinking of Cupid.
Cupid is a good one. That's going to make you sentimental. I'm trying to get back in like swimwear. You know, I'm in there like swimwear. You got to figure out a way back in. You got to make
Girl,
up.
you know you crying. I get so excited.
Yeah, you getting
Ooh,
it. You
know
know
how I know that's next. Okay? I know my artists. Y'all trying to play me. I played y'all.
But I think that also comes back to I think where we see a lot of negative today is like no one's willing to put in that extra work of understanding those ups and downs that are ultimately what you should be learning from in this process of relationship, so that you can communicate better. You can understand her pros and cons or their pros and cons or whatever they want. And then it's like that's only going to make that relationship a lot more satisfying, because now I don't have to think it's second nature. I know she don't like this, so I ain't going to do that or say this. And so we just going to avoid that whole conflict in general.
Right.
And now those little things that usually would be conflict now aren't conflict because you've learned. And so it's like, it's about this progression, like, and like you have these ups and downs, right? In swirls and throughout this relationship, and understanding like at the bottom of this, you have to find that understanding so that it can go back up.
Oh, you enjoyed that, didn't you? That was on purpose. No, that was enjoyed that.
I liked it.
And you know what he did.
Yeah, I understand.
So I think the perfect way to end the night is because, like, you know, once again, sometimes I don't script these, you know, shows, but like one of the things that I think we have to talk about, and I think I got the perfect group. Where is this at? All right. So most recently, a group of Black queens came out with a list of
Here we go.
Was
this after that video?
Places men shouldn't take women on a first date.
Sheesh.
So we're going to call these out, guys. We have 28. We're going to go.
Jesus.
That's wild.
So places you should not.
Places
places
you can't take a woman.
You can't take a woman on a first date.
Or are they
On a
supposed
first date?
First date. So
That's corny.
they
Yeah,
said,
that's crazy.
number one, Cheesecake Factory.
Wow,
Absolute. They said Cheesecake Factory. Number
Hell
two,
no.
Applebee's.
Okay.
I can see Applebee's.
Are we supposed to give commentary back on these two? Because do you want to go by one approach, or do you want to like?
Okay, if we do one by one, we gotta go quick.
All right, lightning round.
All right, Cheesecake Factory. If I offer you to go to Cheesecake Factory to get that brown bread and you complaining, red flag. Get the fuck out of here. Cheesecake Factory is phenomenal. Drake even quoted.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait to the end to speak because it's gonna get frustrating for me. Go ahead.
I feel that.
Okay.
I mean, but I could go with you though, Rob. I'm not gonna leave you out there hanging. I think if I take you anywhere, I'm paying for it. Who paying? I'm paying for it. That part.
Okay, we'll do this.
And you complain.
Okay.
Red flag.
Okay, we'll go rapid fire, and
right,
you can make comments in between.
All right, let's go.
Applebee's, absolutely not. I ain't taking you to Applebee's.
Trash.
Chili's, damn, I hate you.
Chili's used to pop back in the day though.
Chipotle, I actually fuck with you.
I mean, I wouldn't take nobody to Chipotle,
For
but
a big burrito bowl?
it's not that I think it's not a good idea or a good food to eat. It's more of a comfort food. It's more like, oh, you know, get something real quick. You know,
Olive Garden?
And it's played out though. Like who go to Olive Garden?
But my thing is like,
Let me finish. Or unless you about to say something real.
so like, what is this range? Because
it's-
to me, it's like, as if I'm 21 years old and I take somebody to Olive Garden, that's not a bad date.
It's not.
That's not a bad date at all.
Not at all.
I know where you're going. Save it.
I take several. Hold on. I just want to say I've taken dates at Olive Garden. Where else you say?
Applebee's.
I ain't
Chili's.
never go to Chili's. Yeah, I've been all these places, man.
Let me go. Let me go.
Cheesecake Factory.
I'm gonna go faster.
All right.
The movies. Your house.
That's tripping.
Any fast food chain. Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym. We can't go to church. Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie nights, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bars, going out for just drinks, and then
What?
Waffle House, and then this last
sure.
one. This last one is hilarious. Any sporting event.
Hey, tripping.
I just want to say this, and I'm gonna let y'all have all this.
Wait.
This list is for all the people women don't like, because if a woman fucks with you, she don't care where you're going. She just wants to be with you. So this is for people who want free meals. You know, when you coaxed her out and you in her DMs, she's like, finally, because you next up for the big okie doke. You think you up next, but you just next on the plate.
That's wild. You know, it's wild, but it's real. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been hit with a date that I'm pretty sure the whole date was just for you to get fed, right? And, you know, that's rude. You know what I mean? First and foremost, it's rude. Like, don't waste my time. You know what I mean? Fortunately, now I have to go on dates, thank goodness. But I've been there, done that. To that same point, like, in 2023, we know what the economy looking like. Dating is a luxury. You know, going out to eat, that's expensive. You ought to respect my dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but maybe you could, you know, just the way I look at it. I ain't trying to throw out no equality or nothing like that. I'm just saying, just the way I look at it, right? Like, let's build up some level of rapport to get you to where you want to go. Let's start where we got to start at, which is the beginning, which is, do you love me broke, rich, poor, or worse, or whatever? I'm just saying, like, that's a different way to think about it, Robert. You know,
I know,
because I ain't spending $100 on you on the first date.
I know AJ got something to say.
It's kind of what I talked about last time in this sense of, like, we're in a culture where, like, effort is not enough anymore. Like, because we're in this up next, like, I'm fine, so I can go get this $1 million man if I want to, and because he gonna take me to Roof Chris on the first date. And it's like, my thing to that is what are you getting out of that? Like, what are you, a meal? Are you getting a sincere person? You're not even in this aspect of, like, when you talk about dating, and I think you talked about it last time, Rob, like the idea of, like, dating with intention and purpose, right? And so it's like, what are we getting now out of dating? And it's all about the meal. It's all about just who's gonna provide some food for me, who's going to take me to go, 'cause it's like nails ain't on there, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we went to the nail shop to go get our pedicure together as a date? And I don't know. I just feel like women want the stars, but they want the stars and the moon and this when they first meet you, and it's like, yo, I don't even know you.
Right? Exactly.
I think just my ending point for this is, like, this is why I'm passionate about what I'm doing, because I was actually really watching a sermon with E.T. the hip hop preacher, right? And, like, he was kind of saying the same thing a little bit, right, too, as well. And how, like, people don't understand what marriage is. And marriage and dating is like two people coming together. And, like, a lot of stuff you guys were talking about was what he was talking about, where it's kind of like, as men, when we don't listen, right, that is a part of selfishness. Like, you're being selfish. You're not listening to what she needs, and vice versa. And we're in a day and age where selfishness and ego reign supreme. It's like, where can you take me on this first date rather than I'm trying to get to know you to see if we can build something. People are allergic to building because that requires work. Mm-hmm. Everyone looks at this first date of like, or we got to look at it like this. People want a table, but sometimes you got to start with the tree. Because with the tree, you build. Or like, if we got to look at it like this, right? IKEA, great business. You have to build what you're building your finished product. It's one of the most dopest things out there. So it's almost kind of like, it's like people are just afraid, which is just interesting.
All I know is that list make me feel like it ain't really nowhere to take a woman on the first date. And to that point, I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna just say it. I don't think women know where they want to go eat. Where do they want to go eat, Robert? Where do they want to go today? You tell me. Where did they say? Where's the list of places that they said were acceptable? I want to see that list.
And that is what is going on in the world. I'm saying it's not even a man versus woman thing. It's literally just being appreciative.
But also, I think this is where a lot of men lose respect for women, and in a sense of like, you have this culture and men are creating this culture, but in the same extent, women want all this respect in this culture, but then they don't appreciate the things that men are trying to do for women in this culture. And so then you get men that say it's sexualized culture where, well, shit, I'm going to take you here just to knock you down and then go get somebody else tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And now we've created this hypersexualized culture where we're doing it for our gain. I'm going to go make this money so I can go knock some of these women down and take them to Roof Chris or whatever for the weekend, whatever the case might be. And like,
couldn't be me.
I think it's real talk that you talk. Keep going. Keep preaching.
No, we're continuing to get rid of this idea of what love can be, what love is, the mentality of how to really create love, what love looks like. I mean, the most popular thing are all the breakups that you see in social media, and who's now dating this person and breaking up with that person, and who's no longer, like, those are the most popular things that we look at. And then now people are like, there's no such thing as love. But then you have Denzel and his wife that's been together for years. I mean, you have that don't get popularized.
And he was broke.
And I want to say another point. All them relationships that we see fall apart in the media. Do you think that they went to Roof Chris, or you think they went to the $1,000 steakhouse or whatever? Mm-hmm. Did their relationship still fall apart? So we saying that this meal thing ain't really the issue right now. It's really the culture that we're talking about, right?
Absolutely.
And to that same point, it's like, I think you said it earlier, Robert, or maybe you said AJ, but you said if a woman really mess with you, you could do anything together.
Yeah.
Period. You could do anything together. And materialism is definitely not the answer. Like, I'm just saying, like, things come and they go, get dining experiences, money, all of that, womb to womb, it come and it go. But like, if you really in the trenches with somebody, a lot of that stuff don't really matter.
Story time. I remember one time I didn't have $1 to my name. I was like, hey girl, I was like, meet me at the park. Let's go for a walk. My old elementary school. Let's take a walk.
It sounds like half baked, bro.
It's not half baked. I'm half baking the rest of the story, if you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, I was like, let's hang out. All I needed. Let's go to Young's Market. It's around the corner. Get you some snacks. That's all I gotta say. Hey, I can't tell you the rest of the story, but maybe I am handsome sometimes. So,
but again, I think it goes back to
it's true. I've gotten away with some certain stuff.
The likability, right? Like the understanding of likability, and it's like, I guarantee you, the women who came up with this list aren't likable women.
They all
And,
single.
and
What's your Instagram title again?
huh?
What's your hashtag on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Well, stay on this.
I'm not. I mean,
remember, we don't dodge questions.
I mean,
over here.
Chef Boyard Dixon.
Damn,
Follow me,
that's
like,
crazy.
comment, subscribe.
Damn, he a rugby player for the United States of America.
It don't matter. Like at the end of the day, like I guarantee you, like most of those women who came up with that list aren't likable women.
Well, you broke. That's what they gonna say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
of
they all
course.
say.
I'm broke. I'm broke.
That's what they all say.
But you know what? In that defense as well, like I don't want to say not likable. That might be harsh, but what you can say is that it's a reason. You know, it's a lot of single people out there, and if you following what other single people have to say about the issues, or what other people who break up with their persons have to say about it, guess what boat you're gonna probably end up in? Either single or in the same boat. And to that same point, I would love to know the survey of people that went on first dates to all of these places that you just listed, and their success rate, how long they actually stayed together, how many dates they had after that. Like, was it a one date and out, or they're like, you know what, we got a real connection here. It don't even matter what we eating. You know what I mean? Like, no, Cheesecake Factory isn't ideal. Yes, I would love to go eat some lobsters on a roof. Like, who wouldn't? But you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, do you enjoy this person? Is that the reason you came, was to eat a fancy meal for the IG, for the gram, or did you come here to make a real connection? And so, like, the truth gonna really reveal itself at the end of the day. And somebody don't want to go on a date with you because you ain't taking them to top tier restaurant, you ain't taking, I ain't gonna say no names right now, but if you ain't taking them out there, then
I'm gonna say them names.
Then I was just gonna talk about a nice restaurant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But if you ain't taking them there, then they doing you a favor. Period.
To end, I definitely some people have been saying that to me as of recently. You would rather, fellas, ladies, listen, you would rather know now than later, when you got a whole family, kids, and then that person's like, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. Them child support payments,
Damn.
people leaving,
That's
that hurts. So if a person reveals themselves early, say thank you. DJ Khaled. Oh, that was it. You thought I was gonna drop his ad lib?
No, it's just my grandmother told me, listen the first time.
God did.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was waiting for the ad lib. I didn't know. I was just saying DJ.
Look, man, I thought you and AJ was doing. I thought y'all was gonna do it.
I
shine, bro.
I didn't know what you was doing.
Man, that's crazy. But you know what's not crazy? You smashing that like button, comment, subscribe. What?
Ralen, let the people know how they can get a hold of you.
Man, well, for me, first y'all gotta holler at these two. These now the people y'all gotta talk to me clearly. So you want to get at me, you gotta go through them. Period. And then from there, I just want to say this, man. Me and my homie we got together, and he opened up this really dope boutique called Mercury League. It's down underneath where Division Heights used to be at, and recently I became the co-owner of that with him, and the space is great. It's a really, really superb place here in Portland that's very welcoming in my community. Jordan, yeah, Mr. Carter, you know what I mean? And we hold, in that space, we hold all black retailers and vendors as well as our brand, and it's really a space where we could elevate our voices in our community, and you can come in there and get you some exclusive gear, and you can chop it up with me up in there. I'll be there, periodically working or just chilling, and it's a vibe in there. We got a literally bodega in there. You can go and get your snack on. We got good musics in there. There's food around there. We might give you a tattoo session. I don't know. We got a lot of things coming out these days. You know what I mean? It might be, but it's a vibe. So, come on through Mercury League. We down 949 Southeast Division Street. You know what I'm saying? At the bottom. First stop, you come in there, shop, and you straight, and I'll be there. Holla at me. And we got that official BlK Excellence merch in there. Did I tell y'all that? Should I drop that? You want to go get that official BlK Excellence,
There you go.
that official
Let 'em
merch.
know.
It's the official, store, the official, retailer of BlK Excellence merch. So if you want to get that fire, you know what I'm saying, go to Mercury League. That's where we at. That's where I'm at.
Hey man, the editor is really saying you drop a lot of stuff. The editor's like, man, stop dropping stuff.
My bad.
No.
This is why he told me to stop being long winded. I told you.
No,
you.
you said this is gonna be in the description, and each time you said it's gonna be in the description, I said, shit. I was like, I gotta find a way to make sure this shit is there. No, I was fucking with you.
This has been our show. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get all this notifications. If you like what we doing, make sure you donate to $hero.
Bob.
He's on time this time. Woo-wee. Let him know. And this has been the Smooth Sounds. Arthur.
Trash.
I liked it.
We're done, Rob. Just fucking cut it.
Peace.
Probably wonder if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.